want to welcome you to another edition of Joe's Politics 101. It is December the 9th, 2013. I want to just talk a little bit about something that, when you read, you pick up something and you read it. A friend of mine gave me a book about 6 months ago. The name of the book is The Imperial Cruise by James Bradley. It talks about the era of Theodore Roosevelt's presidency and his ventures into the Pacific. This was before the war, during the Spanish-American War and all of that. I can't get into too many details about the book because, it's not my writing. But I've been trying to read this book for well over 6 months. And I've made it to chapter 5. And the reason that I'm having such a hard time reading this book is because there are sections of it that are real enlightening, and it causes me to pause and analyze and review and just think about what it has been about for white people, American white people. And I've just finished chapter 4, and I come up on the opening of chapter 5, which I'm going to read this, and this is from James Bradley's book, The Imperial Cruise. I don't think I'll be getting any trouble or anything doing this. I'm not plagiarizing his information, but I think it's educational. What it says is the 19th century democracy needs no more complete vindication for its existence than the fact that it has kept for the white race the best portions of the New World surface. That's amazing, because we have seen, I guess, throughout the 19th century and the 20th century, how white Americans have tried to cling to, and I just have to say it this way because I don't know any other way. In some cases, have violently tried to cling to the better things of American society, like jobs, the government. Once that cycle was broken with the civil rights movement in the 60s and the 70s, they found another way to do it, non-violent way of doing it, by taking it underground or becoming covert with it. You can no longer overtly misuse, abuse, and denigrate a group of people or groups of people. So you find another way, and you covertly do it through institutional discrimination or racism. And in some cases, the cycle have been weakened, but not broken or not changed. No matter how hard you struggle to do it, you still find sections and areas where those things are still being practiced by white people. It's amazing how persistent they are in trying to retain those better things, the better things of life, just for themselves and their group. Other groups are willing to share. Other groups are willing to work hard. But the white race, American white race, and maybe that's true all over the world. You know, there's England, Russia, you know, all these different places where, you know, even Italy or, you know, Spain, where people are considered to be Caucasian or Germanics or whatever term they decide to use, Aryans and stuff like that. But and it's also filtering over into the 20th century. I mean the 21st century. Look at how our present day Republican Party and its Tea Party factions are trying to cling to certain things. We can see it with our first Afro-American president, how they've denigrated him, how they've taken into account of how to disenfranchise minorities, Afro-Americans, Hispanics, elderly people, just try to disenfranchise so much of America to maintain a certain amount for just that crew or those who feel like they are entitled to all of the better things in life in America. You know, this book is really hard for me to read, and it may not be as hard for some other people to read, you know, because to read it enlightens you on the history of America in the Pacific. You know, I highly recommend, you know, I'm promoting somebody else's book here, but I highly recommend to any Asian people, you know, Filipinos, Japanese, Hawaiians, Chinese, Koreans, anybody in the Pacific, I highly recommend that you read this book. The title of this book is Imperial Cruise by James Bradley. You know, I just wanted to kind of put that out there because I'm struggling to read this book because there's so much in it that's just vile. Just, you know, it's despicable. I mean, how people are treated. And then when you look at you pull that back and you pull it back into the United States, into the country that I was born and raised in and I live in, and see how that was done here in America. You know, with the American Indians, with the slaves, you know, and how today in 2013 you have white people that still trying to cling to things and deny other people the opportunities that they should deserve, the same opportunities that they have, but they're trying to deny them. They're trying to do it in the voting area, in the area of voting, one vote, one person. They're trying to do it with women's rights. You know, they're trying to do it with immigration. You know, civil rights of people who are gay. You know, it's just a conglomerate of things that they're trying to do that are reflective in this book. If you roll it back to present day and the past history, on back through to the 60s, you know, to the present day, or in the 1800s or 1900s, all through the 19th century and the 20th century. So, you know, if you think you might like to read that, I don't know how hard it would be for you to read it, but it's been tough for me to read it, but I'm going to get through it. I'm on chapter 5 right now, but I'm going to get on through it. Thank you for viewing this. God bless you. God bless America. Ciao.